Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll share with you my personal experience of preparing for the Plab 2 exam. It took me about a month to prepare for this exam. So whatever I did in this month of preparation and what mistakes I did, what things I found out to be useful, all I'm going to discuss in this video with you. Well, a little background before I start. I had initially booked my exam for the Feb of 2022, but because of COVID cancellations, my exam got pushed to the November of 2022. And for the preparation of this exam, I had joined an academy. I had joined Common Stations. There are a lot of academies in the UK that provide help for the preparation of this exam. You can join any of them. I do not specifically recommend any academies. I joined Common Stations because one of my friends had earlier studied from Common Stations and passed the exam, so I just took her recommendation and just joined the academy. But all academies are good and all academies have their merits, and there's not much difference when it comes to the academies. Even if you do not get an opportunity to join an academy, you don't get an opportunity to get to the UK like a month and a half before because of any reasons, maybe because you have a job commitment or maybe there's a financial issue, it's all right. There's a lot of stuff available online and you can utilize that stuff and prepare for this exam. Well, I reached the UK by the end of the September and I started going to the academy with the first week of October. Before I started going to the academy, we had these online classes in which the teacher taught us all the basic structures, how to approach different scenarios and how to approach different stations. I strongly believe that this is the most important part for the preparation of this exam, and you should never ever miss these classes and you should definitely make good notes about these structures, because these are the structures that's going to really build up the foundation for you to approach any of the stations. As I've discussed in my previous video as well, that I had revised these structure notes at least 4 to 5 times, so I was really well versed with these structures, and I strongly recommend for anybody preparing for this exam that they should definitely put a lot of emphasis on preparing and on going through these structures multiple times so that they have that well refined in their head. I remember I reached the academy on the 1st of October, and first day I reached the academy, I was really looking forward to finding a partner to practice with. At the start, this could be a really difficult process, as it was for me. I did not have a partner from before, so I literally had to work from scratch to find somebody who I can practice with, who is at the similar level as me and who has his exam at the same time. So all these things, to match all these things, could be a little hard, and frankly speaking, it took me about a week to find a partner to practice with. I'm not saying people are not helpful. There were a lot of people who were really helpful, but they already had different partners to practice with. And even if they will practice with me, they will practice 1 or 2 stations with me, and then they will move back to their partners or move back to somebody who is more experienced, who has been practicing for quite some time. So that was a little difficult for me to find a partner, but in the end I found a partner and we both practiced quite a lot, and it really helped me to get through the exam. There's one big misconception that I believe I should really clear out, is that academy is going to help you throughout the whole process of preparing for this exam. I do not believe that is true. Academy at the start will give you classes to get you through the structure, maybe discuss a few case scenarios, maybe let you do some case scenarios, and we'll have mocks in the end. But in between the whole process of preparation, you're by yourself with your partner. That's it. What they do for you is that they will provide you an atmosphere, they will provide you a place with different people who are doing the similar stuff so that you can interact with them, you can get to practice with them. That is what the academy will do for you. So do not have too much hope from the academy that they're going to literally hold your finger and get you through the whole journey of preparation for the exam. That is not going to be true. Now getting on to practicing with a partner. So me and my partner used to practice from 9 a.m. approximately. We would practice for 2 to 3 hours. Definitely I would recommend one thing, that you should only, whenever you are in the academy or when you are in this atmosphere, you get an opportunity to practice with other people, should just utilize this time to just practice with those people. Do not just sit down in one corner of the academy or one corner of the class and just start revising your notes. That is not the time for you to revise your notes. You should revise your notes when you get back to your house, and then that is the time when you should start reading all the cases and everything. So whenever you're in academy, just utilize that time to practice with your partner. So what you used to do is to start practicing at 9 a.m. and then we practice for a couple of hours, and then take little breaks in between. and by the evening we would give 2 to 3 hours. At least I think 2 to 3 times a week would give this much time to practice for clinical skills. Well, one tip I would give you about the clinical skills would be to practice all the clinical skills that have to be done on the mannequin. So this is IV cannulation, or maybe BLS, or maybe teaching stations like doing a pap smear, or just having a per vaginal examination, per rectal examinations. Also all the clinical skills that can be done on the mannequin, just practice them. What I found out that after the COVID pandemic, they have stopped giving examinations that have to be performed on the real patients, such as a knee examination or neurological examination. So they are not giving those examinations in the exam. I literally spent quite some time practicing these clinical skills. Well, definitely they're going to be useful for my future clinical practice, but for the exam purpose, these are not coming in the exams. As for recently, they are not coming in the exams. So I strongly believe that you should not waste your time practicing these skills, and you should do all the skills that can be performed on the mannequin and emphasize on them and really perfect them for the exam. Something more that has changed after the COVID pandemic is the introduction of more stations which are telephonic conversations, and more stations which are video conference with the patient itself. So these kind of consultations are really coming up quite a lot in the exam. So practice these consultations a little bit. There's not much change to the normal procedure or how you would approach a station normally. Just adding a little more introduction, like confirming the name of the patient, confirming the patient ID and everything. Just practice with them so that you do not forget in the exam. As this could be really crucial kind of information that you're asking a patient, because you have to identify whether you are with the correct patient over the call or not. So practice these stations as well. These are important. Well, getting on some of the sources that I use for preparation of this exam that are online available. So for somebody who cannot actually go to the academy, or somebody who do not have the time to attend these classes, the first source that really helped me to build up a good style and how to approach every station was a YouTube channel called QESMED. So they have, I think, 5 or 6 videos of actual consultation with a patient. They have covered a few of the very important stations, such as breaking a bad news and confirming a diagnosis with the patient. Those style, you do not actually have to learn anything from those videos, but picking up that style, that how they're approaching the station, and how to deal with a difficult patient, and what should your body language while you're dealing with the patient could be really helpful. So definitely recommend that channel. The second source that I would recommend would be a YouTube channel that would teach you all the clinical skills. Well, your academy, or you can find online as well, there will be multiple notes available on the clinical skills, how you should approach the clinical skills. But I do not think that to approach any station which is actually practical could be helpful by reading about it. So you can watch these videos that are available online. I'm going to link those videos in the description box as well, and the link to the QESMED channel as well in the description. So do check them out. They're really helpful videos. All your clinical stations would be covered in those videos. Well, summing it all up, that how I used this 1 month for preparation of this exam. So as I strongly recommend that you should have a maximum of 2 partners. How I practice with these 2 partners, I've explained in detail in my previous video. So please do check out that video if you want to know how to exactly practice with 2 partners, and how it can be really beneficial for you to practice these 2 partners. So by the end, I think by the last week, a week before my exam, I literally left the academy. I left and went to a different city, to one of my friends who's a local here, who's working in the UK. So I went to my friend. I started practicing with my friend. I practiced, I think, about 15 to 20 stations with that friend. He was not a medical student, so he did not have much idea about the structure, or how it's like, how the whole station is done. But practicing with him really gave me a viewpoint of how a natural person, how a normal patient in the UK who's a native of UK will approach a specific station, what their expectation could be from me as a doctor. And it really helped me to understand the perspective of the normal person, which was helpful for me definitely in the exam. So if you get an opportunity by the end that you can spend, like, probably practice 5 to 6 stations, or 10, even like more stations, if you have opportunity with somebody who's not a medical and who is a native of that place, who's a native to the language, who's native to the culture. It's going to be really, really helpful for you to formulate a good basis for your style. And that's it for this video. I really tried to compile my whole Plab 2 preparation experience in this video. I hope this video will be helpful to some of you out there who are preparing for the Plab 2 exam and or who would want to sit for the Plab 2 exam in the near future. If you like the video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends who are going to sit the Plab 2 exam in the near future. So if you have any questions regarding anything in the medicine or any recent exam, maybe Plab 2, Plab 1, maybe it IELTS, OET, please feel free to DM me on Instagram. The link to that I'll put in the description box below. Please feel free to ask me any question. I will try to answer them as much as possible. So until next time, thank you so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye.